You should be able to go right into your menu, like hit the big X button and go to the chat window with our party chat and
Yeah.
click on that, and it should give you the option to join the live stream chat from there.
Hi.
All right,
I'm spinning bounty.
all right. Okay, so our Facebook group, there was a question asked, and I'm going to do a quick video on this, and once it hits YouTube, I'll send it to him. The gentleman asks, I have a piece or two of Rathmas. Can I make it stronger, or do I keep running and hope a better stat piece drops? I do know you can re-roll a bad stat, but my chest has only like 1,200 armor, and I see guys with 2,000, 3,000 per piece. All right, now to answer that, I'm rolling a Firebirds right now. Let me go in. Let's see, what pieces do I have? Okay, all right, here we go. This kind of helps show that. I'll grab this one, and do I have that? Yep, that one's ancient, but I have. Okay, there we go. We'll grab that one. Now the reason why those pieces all have different ratings, right, is because your gear, you have two different levels, three different levels actually. So right, you have regular legendary. See the armor on that is like 900. It's got this one comes with 10% critical hits, 300 armor, right? Does area damage. We'll look at the next one. Not quite as high as armor, but look, the intelligence is way higher and the vitality is way higher. So in reality, this is helping you more, right? So that armor is coming from that 155 poison resistance on this piece, right? That's what makes it so high. And it's not really a big deal because it only helps with poison. It's not all around, like resist all or all resistance, right? And when you do this, you want pieces. You get these pieces first. Then you want to find a legendary. And you want it to have good rolls on it. Like this legendary is not bad, really. Like I could have like, rolled off the cooldown maybe for crit hit damage, right? So you look at the piece I'm wearing. It's got 50% crit hit chance, or damage chance. God, excuse me. It's still early for me. 50% critical hit damage. I rolled that on over here at Kadala, right? So when you go to do stuff like that, let's see. I don't think I've rolled anything. Here we go. So you figure out what on this list you don't need that you would want to roll for, like, see, so I have crit hit chance at 10%, so I'm going to want to roll crit hit damage on this. I'm going to want to pick something I don't really need, and then, so let's say, oh, I can't roll off that 20% area damage. And, oh, yes I can. And area damage causes lag. A lot of guys really get upset if you have area damage on your stuff. It does help you kill shit faster, but it causes lag. Now, once you find the piece, the roll on it, the stat you want to re-roll, right? And again, you come over here to her. You go to enchant, because like you toggle across your selections with your bumper buttons, right? Left and right bumper. Right? So you want it on enchant. Select the piece you're going to enchant. Right? And then see how the yellow box highlights the stat you want to re-roll. Then you press the X button, and it will come up with a list of all the possible stuff. And this will roll critical hit damage, up to 50% critical hit damage. And I can get rid of that area damage, right? Now I'm still going to have the high armor rating because of 155 poison resistance. That's what's giving it that higher armor rating than just that 393 armor, right? And that's not, see, I don't even have that on this piece, but I get, right? But it still has 500 armor. Let's let's look at these pieces again a little closer. Okay. I go between Diablo 3 and Diablo 2, and I just sometimes I don't remember what buttons are what. So, see, I don't have any armor on either of these two pieces that I would actually use because it's not that important, right? Now, if you want to know what rolls you really want on your pieces, you hit the 3-line button, which is, all right, so the 2 squares button is your inventory button, right? 3-line button is your menu button. So you hit your menu button. You scroll down to leaderboards, right? You go over to greater risk. And you said in the question you were working on the Rathma. So that's Necromancer. So you would, on your wheel over here, select Necromancer, right? Now I have a couple of friends who are running, right? But is what you're going to do is you're going to right bumper over to top global, and then use your right trigger. See where it says overall up there? It's kind of flashing. Scroll through that until you find the set you're looking for, and the Rathma, Bones of Rathma set. Now, top guys in here have run a 142. So now you can just click on it and look at their gear and look what they have on it. Now, yeah, it says 3,000 damage, right? But that's a primal piece. That's the 3rd level that I haven't shown yet, which is going to be your best gear, and he's all primal. But if you look at that, he doesn't actually have armor anywhere on that arm piece. He's got intelligence, crit hit chance, crit hit damage, and then he added intelligence by augmenting, and he's got reduced cooldown, right? Because he's using the Captain Crimson set, which you can craft at the blacksmith. And the way this set works is you get a damage bonus for the higher the cooldown is, and you get damage reduction for the higher your resource cost reduction is, right? So the higher your cooldown is, the more damage you put out because of this 2-piece captain set. And I'm sure he's got, oh, he's probably wearing the Ring of Grandeur. Yeah, he's wearing the Ring of Grandeur. That's actually a really good one. It's hard, and it's actually only kind of good, because a good ring has your intelligence, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage on it. That has attack speed. Even though it's primal, it's not the best. And then he augmented with a 150 gem to put 750 more intelligence on it. Now, and then what's his other ring? Convention of Elements. Yeah. And then, whoops, go back. And then he's got Crispin Sentence. I'm sure he wanted that 100% on the Crispin Sentence, that's why he put it in there. Right? So, and then also, as you can see, you can check all the skills they have and the runes they're using on these bigger builds. Right? You can see what stats they have on each piece of gear and what's really important. Right? You can always tell by what they've rolled on or off. Like the shoulder piece, see? He made sure he had cooldown and resource reduction on it, right? Plus intelligence and vitality, right? Lightning resistance is cool. Extra gold is cool because it's that lightning resistance that gives that the 674 armor. So that armor stat, when you're looking at for new pieces, is not a big deal. It's not that important. I mean, it's high on this because he rolled armor on it. So he rolled the armor on it, and that intelligence, like on a necromancer. Here, we'll go back a little, and I'll go into the main menu, and then I'll hit X. That pulls up all this stuff. If you look at intelligence, right? Primary attribute for witch doctors, wizards, and necromancers, right? Increase all damage for witch doctors, wizards, necromancers and that's by the amount of intelligence I have, right? Increase resistances, because all your extra intelligence is also resist all for the wizard. So it gives you a lot of damage buff, right? A lot of damage reduction, basically, a lot of armor. It gives you all resistance. It gives you resistance to everything, except I think poison. I think poison is its own damn thing, and it's a real pain in the butt. See, down, fire damage, and block chance. See here, yeah. Yeah, see, so. There's the block damage. Damage, there we go. My damage reduction. 71%, because that's the stuff built into the gear, right? Physical, and see how that's all about the even, because I get all that 2,000 points of damage resist all that goes to all my stats, all my resistances, right? For this arcane, poison, lightning, fire, cold, right? So you're going to want to put a lot of intelligence in your build, right? Every piece you have should have intelligence on it, right? You want intelligence. See, every piece has intelligence on it, right? Now, whatever, and I'm not sure what the RAS, here, let me look. I'll go back in the leaderboard. Whoops. Rigorous. There it is. Necro. Bones of Rathma. Now see his, okay, you're doing poison damage with this, right? So on your wristband, right, you're going to want the Bonds of Salon. And see, it's got 20% poison skill damage. That 20% to your poison skill is a huge buff. And you can only get it on 2 or 3 pieces, and you're going to make sure you have it, right? And you also notice the other thing, he rolled Vitality, because this piece happened to come with the 2 things you need the most. Poison damage, critical hit chance on your wrist piece. And then he rolled for Vitality for survivability, right? And then he added, again, Intelligence, which is like armor. It's your resist all, right? And then look at his squirts necklace. Oh, man, where are people getting these perfect squirts? It's so hard to get a good squirts, man. So it's got 4 things on it that you need, like at least 3 out of 4 things, because you can only roll 1 item. So it came with 100% crit hit damage. It came with 10% crit hit chance, which you need to have on your necklace. Crit hit and crit down, right? It came with a socket, right? Because he didn't have to roll the socket onto it, so it came with those 3 things. And then that poison skill was probably intelligence, and he rolled it for his poison skill damage. So that's 4 items you need on whatever your necklace is. You need to have on there to get the best out of that necklace, right? Okay. And then here again on the helmet, you want to make sure you got 6% crit hit chance on your helmet. Here you're like damage. You put all your armor and damage reduction, whatever, you put that on this piece. I mean, you need intelligence on it, and he's put intelligence into his gear. He's got the diamond in his helm is cool down reduction. That gives him 12% cool down reduction, right? And he's put yellow topaz in all of his gear for the extra intelligence, because it gives him extra damage and damage reduction. Basically, it gives him resist all. And then he added 150 or 750 intelligence with the Chaldean's Despair, ranked 150. So, and again on this piece, you want both crit hit, crit down, intelligence. This piece, you want to make sure you got cooldown reduction, right? And then intelligence, and then vitality, intelligence, or intelligence and armor, or something like that, right? Those, what he has, that's a perfect piece, right? His weapon, 10% damage is a big deal to have on your weapon, right? So he rolled for more cooldown on this, so he could get more damage. You can see, because you see where it says reduced cooldowns of all skills, and it's got that little white circly thing next to it. That means he enchanted it over here. So anytime you enchant a piece, it's going to have that little, right? You can see all the, whoops, I should probably put that back on. Whoops, do it here. Oh, it is on. All right, silly me. But then you can see up there where the little purple swirl means that I have transfigured it. I've changed the color, or I've changed the look of the piece. Right? That's the purple swirl means it's been transmorgified. And the white swirl, 2 arrows, means it's been enchanted. So when you're looking, so again, when you're looking at the leaderboards and you're looking at their pieces, you can tell what they've rolled on and off, right? You can see, and there, I don't think he's got a single perfect piece where he didn't roll anything. See, he rolled, like that piece came with everything he needed, so whatever was there, he rolled off for reduces duration of control effects. right? Because everything else on the piece was so good. He just found something to roll. And so you can see exactly what he on each piece to make that piece what he wanted. See, now this is not a good. I mean, it's a good convo, but it's not the best, right? Because here's a good convo, right? See, it came with intelligence, crit hit chance, and I rolled, I think, vitality off for crit hit damage. That's a good combo. So you got intelligence, crit, crit. That's what you want on both rings. You can't do that with the obsidian ring because that never comes with a socket. So generally you roll the attack speed off for your socket. You keep the critical hit chance, which on this piece was 6%, which is the highest. And then it came with 8% cooldown, 8% resource reduction, which is the highest on that you can get. So this is a primal piece, but it's ancient instead of primal. It's not red. But as far for all intents and purposes, this is a perfect primal piece. It's just ancient. And then you can see I added 625 intelligence with a 125 augment. If you don't know how to do that, I'll go over that really quick. Okay, I didn't roll that. I have the piece. Okay, so I have this ancient. It has to be an ancient piece, which you can tell it's ancient because that gold border around it. And if you scroll down to the bottom, it says ancient set gloves. It'll tell you it's an ancient piece, right? We will look at this one because it's not prime, right? It says ancient legendary ring, right? Primal ancient legendary ring, right? And this is just I don't think I have any plain. Oh, here we go. This is just plain. And then this just says, this one on the left side says set gloves. Now if it was just a plain Jane, let's see if I have a non-set piece here. Here we go, that's a non-set piece. Right, so it just says legendary braces. Right, so you have legendary, ancient, legendary, and primal. Right? Probably not. Nope. Now, go over augmenting. Let me make sure I have enough topaz to do this. I got plenty. I might have to craft a few. Oh yeah, I got plenty. Now, this season, as you know, there's the primal screams. And this video is probably coming out a little longer than I wanted. I'm sorry, brah. But I'm trying to cover all my bases on answering this question for you. Okay, so we have the petrified screams. Take over to the cube. And you open here, petrified screen, right? If I put it in there and open that, it'll open a gray portal right here, right? Your echoing night. And you go in there, and at the end of it, you get an augment gem, right? Yeah, and when you first come out, it's going to be right here in your gems. It's going to be in your legendary gems, and you'll have to move it over. I think I got one lower one now that's like a 111. Because I messed up one and I only got to level 40 and I've been leveling it up so it's only 111. But generally, the level you get to in that Echoing Nightmare will be the level of your Whisper of Atonement. They max out at 125, but if you run higher GRs, you can level these Whisper of Atonements all the way up to 150, right? Like, see, I leveled this one up from, I think, 40 to 111, right? But they will max out in your Echoing Nightmare at 125, and you can level them up by running higher GRs. And the way that works is, say I have a gem that's a 110, right? And I want to augment it 5 times, right? Because you get 5 chances to augment the Whisper of Atonement or any of your legendary gems at the end of your Greater Rift, right? So it's at 110 right now, and I want to level it up 5 times because you get, or 4 times. You get 4 chances if you don't die. So let's say I'm not going to empower the rift to try and get the 5. I'm just going to do it normal and get the 4. So it's at 110. and I want to get to 1.3. So to have a 100% chance to level that gem up from 110 to 111, I need to run a rift that's a 120. I need to be 10 above, right? And I get a 100% chance to get it to 111. So I'm going to need to run like a 123 so that I have a 100% chance, or a 122. So I have a 100% chance to get that gem to a 113. And then the closer you get, now obviously when you get to 150, you can't run 10 above to get your gem to 150. The closer you get to the exact number the rift is, the lower your percentage chance of that gem being successfully leveled up drops. It goes from 100 to 90 to 80 down to 60. And it stays at 60 till you're one over, right? And 60%ers fail all the time, right? So you have a 60% chance of leveling a gem from, say, 139 to 140 if you ran a 140 greater rift. And you get one over on that, so you can have a 60% chance to get to 141. And that's how they get all their gems to 150. I'm maybe telling you way more than you need, but hopefully that covered enough of the bases for you. All right, this is running on Twitch. As soon as it's downloaded to YouTube, I'll post it in the section for you. Have a good day, everyone.